Guys, welcome back. Just wanted to let's go through some news and some information here. Got some there's a new pattern here that started up since they completed the formation of the government, or completed most of the formation. Obviously, we are aware they still have about 7 pending ministers, and on that note, the direction they've kind of gone inside the news with the 7 remaining ministers is, so far it shows that about roughly 5 of the new ministers, and actually Kazemi himself, about roughly about maybe 4 or 5 of the new ministers and Kazemi himself will be assuming, out of the 7 remaining cabinet members, about 4 to 5 of the new ministers plus Kazemi are going to assume uh, roughly maybe about 5 of those outstanding minister positions. So they'll be filled via proxy. Okay. So they could have the last 7 ministers done pretty fast if they fill them via proxy. Okay, with the new ministers they already have. So the new ministers that were put in might assume a second position. Okay, so you'll have one minister doing 2 positions, the one that they were nominated for, plus a secondary one, which makes them assuming a secondary remaining position via proxy. So they could actually finish the government pretty fast. We'll have to see how that goes. But there's a unique pattern here that started since they really finished the formation of the government. I even showed you guys that tweet from Pence last week, where Pence came out saying, after they finished the formation of the government, Pence went straight into saying, "Hey, now it's time for Iraq to get their reforms launched and implemented." Okay, so that new pattern since they did the formation of the government is they're now resuming back into their economics. What I'm trying to show you there is they put their economics on hold for the formation of the government, and probably for the start of the new year as well, a new fiscal year. So, but now they're going back into talking about it, and now they're even getting back into the budget. See, the budget's needed because it's what's going to fund all of these items. They've got to have money to fund a lot of this. But my point is, now they're resuming talking about these economic items, and they're bringing them back to the table. And what that goes to show us is, it goes to show us, for one, that these items need to be funded through the budget, and really kind of through a rate change as well. But second, it shows you that they had to finish the formation of the government first, and that there indeed was a delay. And that's what I'm trying to show you in this. So they've talked about, quite a bit lately since the formation of the government. And plus, they're in a little bit of a bind due to also oil. Low oil prices have also hindered them financially as well. They're also going to remember, too, though, once they go international, they're going to have new revenue streams. For example, Saudi Arabia just rolled out a VAT tax of, I think it went from around 5% to 15%. Okay, so they're just charging this new VAT, like a value added tax. Okay, and Saudi Arabia rolled that out. There's a good chance Iraq could roll something like that out too after they become international. Okay, so just food for thought. But regardless, Iraq will have multiple new revenue streams from tariff taxes once they go international. So even if oil's around $30-ish a barrel, Iraq will have new revenue streams. Okay, so let's look at what we have. The ISX will be closed. This is an official letter from the CBI, or correction, from the ISX. They're saying that the ISX will be closed from May 21st, 2020, due to the Eid national holiday, through Sunday, May 31st, 2020. Okay, so a 9-day period, the ISX will be closed for the Eid holiday. We're kind of also still looking to see if and or how long the currency auctions will be shut down for. Okay, we haven't seen that yet, but that we'd like to see as well. Here's an interesting article. Parliamentary committee determines options to address financial distress. The Parliament Finance Committee identified on Tuesday several options to face financial distress due to the drop in oil prices due to the corona crisis, according to the government media member of the committee, Deputy Mohammed. There are measures that must be taken to face financial constraints other than internal borrowing or the prejudice to use the central bank's reserves, noting that among these options is changing the exchange rate and stopping imports in addition to stopping the currency auction. Now remember, it's kind of always been a theory that once they do change the rate, they are going to stop the currency auctions, okay? And procedures and produces another economic. Al pointed out that the oil prices continue to decline. There must be special budgets, including a crisis budget that is based on a price lower than the price of oil to walk salaries and health matters as well as other important matters, noting that this challenge must be exploited and transferred into an opportunity of through opening the door for investment and allowing the private sector to operate. Now, everything they just told you guys right there's post-rate change, investment, and and really getting and launching the private sector. Those are all post-rate change steps. He called on the government to accelerate the transmission of the budget in a way that reduces the deficit by reducing costs by changing the exchange rate. So there you go. They said, reducing costs by changing the exchange rate. That means increasing their purchase power. Okay. So good article, guys. Just wanted to show it to you, but they're kind of back to where they were, talking about, they're putting out more articles now since they did finish the formation of that government, talking about increasing their exchange rate, promoting investment, launching their private sector, implementing and launching the reforms and all that. But all that, has to come from the budget. There has to be costs on a lot of that. So they do have to finish the formation of the budget, but the budget itself will actually come after the rate change. That's what it's waiting on right now. So anyway, guys, there you go. Everything's looking very good, and we're just patiently waiting. God bless you guys, and have a great day.